Who let her out the house?
Anime is a medium that can invoke so many powerful emotions. Sometimes you're so excited the hairs are standing on the back of your neck. Sometimes you're so immersed you're shedding tears along with the characters. And sometimes you want to grab the nearest blunt object and chuck it through your television. I have what my friends refer to as a problem. In the amazing world of romance shows, I cannot help but want to psychologically torture myself with some of the trashiest romance anime known to man. But what if I told you it's because without watching the bad, you can never truly appreciate the good? That's a big fat lie. I'm just addicted to this shit. And this spring, there's been one show standing on top of the biggest, stinkiest pile of trash heap in a season where one of the options is a harem romance show between one guy and his 5 stepsisters. One anime has somehow eclipsed all that to become my certified hate watch of the month. Can a boy-girl friendship survive? A show that has made me so frustrated, showcasing characters so toxic, I can only deal with my anger the only way I know how, making everyone around me suffer too. So, if you woke up today and thought, you know what? My mental health is doing a bit too good today. Oh boy, do I have the cure for that. Man, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm barely a minute into this video and I'm already sick of talking about this show. Can we just get just one anime where male-female relationships aren't some ticking emotional time bomb? Oh? What's this? Yeah, that's more like it. Huge thanks to today's sponsor, Silver and Blood Requiem, for pulling me out of emotional drama quicksand and dropping me into something gloriously dark. Everything you just saw and everything you're seeing now comes from this game's anime-style cutscenes. Silver and Blood Requiem is a free-to-play dark fantasy strategy RPG on iOS and Android, and yes, it goes absolutely feral on the gothic aesthetic. I mean, just look at this. Looming cathedrals, immortal vampire vessels in blood-soaked armor, blood iron gates creaking in the fog. It's like Castlevania met Fate Grand Order and they both said, make it darker. Gothic style, gothic style, gothic style! But aesthetics aren't everything. This game's got a gacha system that's as brutal as it is beautiful. Every pull feels like casting a ritual. You want that SSR vampire prince? Then I check the gacha rate. 4%, which is higher than most competitors. The skill animation? Mwah. The soundtrack, composed by the legendary Yasunori Nishiki, the guy who made Octopath Traveler. Yes, that guy. Voice cast? Absolutely stacked in both English and Japanese. So, what are you waiting for? Silver and Blood Requiem is available right now. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to download it today. Join the What Hue Does Your Blood Hold events and get yourself a starter pack before you miss the launch window. Wait, already? But I haven't even talked about how vampires achieve immortality by transferring blood memories or— Stop yelling, I'm almost done! No, I didn't even talk about the PvP or team comp strats. Don't cut me off. Thank you very much to Silver and Blood Rain for sponsoring today's— The story of the tortoise and the hare is a tale I'm sure many of us are familiar with. It's told throughout many countries, transcending language, borders, and cultures, teaching new generations the importance of humility, never underestimating others, and that a positive mindset triumphs over acting quickly and carelessly.
Now imagine a story where the hare fucking wins.
Yu is just your typical backboneless romance protagonist with a single passion in life, crafting homemade flower jewelry, but unfortunately he's afflicted with a condition known as Asian parents, who want him to give up on his hobby so he can become a doctor or some shit. So he needs to show them the only thing that can convince an Asian mum to leave you alone. No mum, I can make money doing this. It's a financially viable career. Don't make me go back to the BBC. However, he ain't attracting any buyers. He's got no aura, no prospect, and no bitches. That is, until he has the fortune and we have the misfortune of being noticed by the #1 most beautiful girl in school, who is also the most popular. Himari, who looks at his jewelry and is like,
You smell that? What is that?
A cologne?
No, money.
She sells out all of his product and realizes this is the greatest opportunity since dropshippers discovered TikTok. They start a partnership together. He's the manufacturer, she's the marketing, hoping to one day open up a jewelry store. Cut to years later where they have grown up to become friends, but not just any type of friends. The best of friends. The best of friends.
実はさ、今私すっごい際どい水着着てるんだよな。
Oh.
じゃあ私も脱いでくるね。
Oh no.
ゆう、目つむってて。
Here's the show in a nutshell. We look so much like a couple here. A couple of besties. Wow. Look familiar? Well, this is it. Except sometimes the dude is Himari and the girl is you, and sometimes they're both the girl and sometimes they're both the dude, and sometimes they're one bounce away from a morning soaking session and still like, yeah, just a couple of besties. Ah, hey, I don't see what's so wrong with this. Just another wacky anime rom-com with two friends slowly realizing they have feelings for each other. Sounds like innocent fun to me. Yeah. That's what I thought I was getting into as well. See, what I didn't realize was that I was about to get introduced to some characters that would make me reconsider monkhood to deal with some of the anger it gave me. So, let's talk about some of the... Initially, Himari just seems like your extroverted, energetic, cute anime heroine with blue hair. And I was getting ready to cheer for her, not knowing I was getting fooled by this hellspawn of a hussy. Now, historically, girls with her hairstyle have not had the greatest track record in romance anime, and I would like to think one of them finally deserves a dub. Yet, she has single-handedly set back the reputation of short, blue-haired romance heroines fucking decades. Rem, Rui, Ichigo. Now, every time I start feeling sorry for one of these girls being on the losing side of love, I'm gonna think back to this face and go,
Nope. You know what? Maybe the short blue-haired girls deserved it.
From the onset, you can tell that this friendship is doomed. Now, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying, if any one of my female friends acted like this to me in front of my wife, you can bet my ass is gonna be waking up on her couch that night. In a Saw movie, she platonically hugs him tightly, platonically sits on his lap, platonically holds hands with him, platonically asks him for a kiss only to constantly tell him, hey man, we're just friends. Just friends, alright? She could platonically spread those cheeks and ask for the most legendary back shot in history only to go, what the fuck? No hetero, bro. This is the type of girl who's like, oh my god, ew, he's just like a brother to me. Forgetting what sibling relationships are actually like in the world of anime. But hey, we all know that romance anime characters have the emotional intelligence of a rock. Maybe she's just in denial of her feelings. And make no mistake, she definitely is. She's in more denial than an Arsenal fan telling you next year is the year they're finally going to be lifting a trophy, which we absolutely will. But things take a turn when Enomoto gets introduced, another girl who's also interested in used jewelry. But Himari is so up her own arse, she doesn't even register this as a threat. She's so bloody confident that she teases you about Enomoto and actually goes out of her way to set them up, even telling you he should make the girl his new model for his accessories. You know, the thing she's been solely doing for you this entire time? Bitch is feeling so smug, she calls the girl out for being a virgin right in front of you. Like, damn girl, we going full Britney Spears toxic with this bitch? But this smugness is short-lived when she sees you actually giving Enomoto some time. And not only that, but Enomoto is actually in touch with her feelings and tells her that she likes you. And they were unknowingly each other's childhood crushes before she even came into the picture, outranking her prestigious childhood friend status. Wait, there's actually a chance they like each other? Well, guess there's only one reasonable response.
Oh my god!
This girl gets jealous that you is paying attention to someone else after she just confidently tried to get them together. This hair didn't just take a nap. This hair had a 5-mile head start, ran back to give the tour to some motorbike, and is getting salty that somehow catching up. But she ain't having any of it. It's time for this pussy to mark her territory without urinating though. Even if at this point I think you would actually be down for that. Ah yes, asserting dominance right in front of the girl you try to set him up with. Definitely not toxic or manipulative at all. But look, this situation can easily be resolved because she's still way ahead of her competition. All she needs to do is... Oh, shit. Is she actually going in? Finally! At least she's actually being sincere.
おいひまり、その左手見せてみろ。ひまり、お前マジで動画撮ろうとしてんじゃねえぞ。
A few moments later.
But you just... He was gonna until... I'm sorry, is this the hussy convention? Were her pronouns changed to this bitch? If the Olympics gave up medals for mental gymnastics, this girl would get the gold and set a new world record in the process. But wait, it gets worse. Cause we all know why she wanted evidence of you going in for the smooch. It's to slap her big fat ego over poor Enomoto, which she does anyway when she tells her what her crush had attempted. all out here busy advocating for women's rights while she's out there preaching the words of women's wrongs. Oh wait, hold on. She's adding more to her routine? Because when she actually gets called out for her toxic ass behavior and Yu takes the suggestion that she made to make Enomoto his new model, Himari just...
言うなんて本当に本当に本当に絶好だ
This is episode 3. Episode 3! Surely it goes up from here. You know, it probably wouldn't be so frustrating if we didn't have a main character who enables every bit of toxicity that Himari exhibits. Now, we've met some dense romance protagonists in our time, but this is a different kind. There's a girl waving a red flag the size of Russia 5 feet in front of him, but this motherfucker is completely colorblind. Unlike Himari, Yu is in absolutely no denial of his feelings. While Himari is out there platonically asking for fake-out kisses, Yu would willingly platonically hit that so hard, whoever could pull him out would become the king of bloody England. He knows he likes Himari, but unfortunately, if love makes you blind, you can see about as well as Gojo Satoru, because I mean, just look at this. Putting up with Himari's bullshit, listening to exactly what she tells you to do, then getting water thrown in your face and being told that your friendship has now ended. This is a crash out so insane, Moist Critical is about to make a video on it. But okay, maybe your friend was having a day off. You know you did nothing wrong, but maybe you just have to talk to her directly and confront her. And how does she respond? Which you think is the wake-up call for him to realize, hey, maybe this one's for the streets. But if that wasn't enough, Himari concocts a plan to pretend she's suddenly going to move to a different city, accidentally sending him an email saying that she's been picked up by an agency in Tokyo in a ruse to fuel her ego and get him to come crawling back to her. So here I am, waiting for Himari to have the smug slapped out of her, feeling the consequences of the most blatant attempt of emotional manipulation which they can absolutely set up for a slam dunk.
私の予想だとユウはこの連休の間に泣きついてくるね
Actual consequences? Yu makes a letter of resignation to his school, showing that he's willing to give up his life to move to Tokyo with her, making her a custom ring, groveling at her feet, giving Himari everything she wants and more, and the worst part? She doesn't even tell him that it was a fucking lie the entire time! But who needs consequences? This is our main girl. She's not just any romance heroine, she is her. That's right. Give me a H, give me an I, give me an M, give me an A, give me an R. Give me an eye.
That's nice. What does it say?
It takes up until episode 8 for Himari to fully come clean and apologize for her lying and manipulating him. And then his response upon hearing this is, it's okay. It's okay! My doormat has less people walking over it than this guy over here, and this was the exact moment I realized I will never see the ramifications I was looking for. Bro is just too far gone. This man would buy the entire stock of Himari's bath water if she wasn't too busy drinking it all herself, because maybe he just doesn't have a chance with any other girl who's not as toxic or manipulative or all in all is just a self-centered psychopath. Wait a minute.
Hello, Moto.
Equally as far gone as our resident doormat is Enomoto, who is in love with Yu. She makes notes of all his likes, dislikes, personality traits he wants in a partner, and honestly, it would be admirable if it wasn't so sad to watch. You know how some people say guys just can't take the hints? Well, here's the hint.
ユウくんのこと好きなんだもん好きです好きなんだもん
Girl, it is not happening. Why are you staying here?
This girl gets rejected so many times, I'm starting to wonder if she saw Rem's scene in ReZero and marked it down as a fetish. Watching her is like watching the human centipede with Enomoto all the way at the back. And yet, she keeps trying.
今はひーちゃんに譲ってあげてるだけ最後に勝つのは私
Look at this. Look at this girl. Anyway, girl, keep shooting your shot. And that sums up the viewing experience of this anime. It's been a long time since I've watched a show that fills me with enough concentrated anger to power the entire country of Norway. Then, why don't you just stop watching it? Look, I'm not even going to pretend this pain is anything but self-inflicted. Anyone who knows me, I am just a moth, flying towards one flaming dumpster fire of a romance to another. Cause, you know what? I can't even call these characters unrealistic. I've met friends who act like these two. I've come across girls who are completely oblivious to how self-centered they can act and lash out in the most toxic way when they realize they are no longer the #1 priority. Guys who let people walk over them and enable this kind of behavior. And I think the thing that pisses me off the most is that unlike the usual dumpster fire romance I love to consume, the series seems completely unaware of this fact and gives them every single pass possible. By the end of this show, I realized that this was all Himari's world and we were just living in it. There's even this one big final conflict that arose based on a lie Himari told about going to Tokyo, and it's completely solved with absolutely zero actions done by the main characters. Everyone gets a happy ending, and we learned that the hair can be as toxic and self-centered as it wants to be, but as long as there's an even more toxic and mega bitch hair to make it look less bad by comparison, it's still gonna win, because the hair's a quirky anime girl that says... So thank you for coming to my TED Talk and allowing me to deal with my anger the only way I know how. Now, I'm just gonna cleanse my palate with my next series to calm me down. Oh, hell no! Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you once again to Silver and Blood for sponsoring today's video. Once again, you can check out their game by clicking the link in the description or just scanning the QR code on screen right now. Do it now for your daily dose of sexy vampires in gacha games. And guys, in case you didn't know, I am going to be at Anime Expo, which is now next weekend. And guys, get this. Geeks Plus is actually having a panel this year. Yes, I'm going to be on that panel with a bunch of other Geeks Plus talent where we're going to be announcing a bunch of exciting things that you are not going to want to miss. So if you're in the LA area or you're just attending Anime Expo, catch us on July 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Petrie Hall. That's the Thursday of Anime Expo this year. Hope you have time to come say hi, guys, because I think that's going to be a really exciting panel. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Anyway, though, that's it from me for today. I've been Gigguk, and I'll see you all next time.